Hello. We kept getting an error message saying that live wasn't working. But I think now we're live. Oh my goodness. Happy Sunday. So excited that you are here. So excited that I am here. We're going to work on the butterfly quilt today. That's what I wanted to do. I want to get, I'm not getting that thing wrapped up. And I really want to do that. I really want to try and stay focused today. And get some more sashing cut while we chat. And there. Some more sashing cut. The rest of the butterflies cut. And the little, I made a decision. I made an executive decision on the little cornerstones. Hi, Laura. So I wanted to get those cut. I'm going to go with the green, the same green that we're using for the border. I'm going to use for the little cornerstones. So want to get that cut. And those are just 2.5 inch squares. So those are kind of easy. And we need 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a row. Okay, so I just have to sew around those 2 butterflies. Okay. So what are you? Hi, Betsy. Good morning from hot, humid North Dakota. Oh, the heat found you. Yikes. Oh, my goodness. Well, turn on your air conditioning, get something cool to drink, and stay inside. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's row number 3. I was going through and kind of tidying things up yesterday, and I felt like I had butterflies everywhere. So I'm trying to get that. Those rows are done. Okay. So, and that's a row. So that's row number 3. So I need 8 more butterflies. Okay, let's just get those. Let's just bust those out. And for those of you that are coming on or watching this on the replay, tell us who you are and where you're coming from. Where you're from. And we're making the butterflies quilt. I'm making the butterflies quilt. We're finishing that up because we're moving on to another project that I wanted to definitely start. I hoped to finish it in the month of June, but it's not going to happen, obviously. But oh, I can't get to that one. You want me to turn that one on? Go ahead, you can come in.
No, why you not it on?
That's the one that was causing that it was just too bright and it was too halo-y. Okay. Is it not bright enough in here?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Now that we've solved that problem, so the butterflies quilt is the butterfly garden quilt from Free Spirit. It's from 2023. Hi, Steve. Every once in a while he pokes his head in. I think, so we put the cover on the tractor and it actually fit. So we put the tractor cover on, and Laura, I'm with you. The binding part, I don't find it enjoyable because, okay. ADHD. Squirrel. Let's finish the conversation about the tractor cover. Okay, this is the butterfly garden quilt. If you're brand new here and you don't know what I'm working on, butterfly garden quilt. We're trying to get it wrapped up. It's a gift. Now, the tractor cover. So it fit. I was so relieved that it fit. So relieved. And it gives him, I didn't ask him how much relief he felt, but it definitely took all the sun off, like the back of his head, the majority of his head and face, and then all down his back, because otherwise the sun just, when you're mowing back and forth for like an hour or two, it's just beating on him. So it definitely made that easier. I mean, it definitely gave him some shade. Okay. But I have to ask him if he felt like it should be different in some way. Because there's, maybe he needed ADHD or something or whatever. ADHD is real today. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, I do want to. So the bar of the top bar of the of where we attach this thing are curved, and obviously I made the corners on the cover, at an angle, at a 45-degree angle. So 45, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. So I think that the easiest way to correct that is to just take a pencil or a pen outside with me and kind of trace while it's on there, just kind of trace the curve and then bring it inside, flip it inside out. So that same curve, make sure that it's right, and then cut off the excess. So we'll do that this week. And then I have to fix the length because I didn't adjust the length when we did it, because I wanted to make sure that if it was too short or too long, that I cut it in a good spot and not too short, so that it was weird. And then I need to Scotch guard it. And I'm debating whether or not I want to do it in like a heavier fabric, because that cotton fabric, when it's outside on a tractor, I don't know the longevity of it. I don't think it has much longevity at all. And while the fabric was inexpensive, I don't necessarily want to make it 17 times a year. I don't want to have to make him a new one every month. Although it would be fun for his social media stuff, I could put different messages on there. That could be interesting. I could do all kinds of things with that. Okay, comments. Let's go. Kim Savage, hi from hot Northeast Michigan, 94 degrees today. Yeah, I tell you what, it's here. Like, it's happening. 97 degrees with a heat index of 105 here in Tennessee. Yeah. All of y'all that thought it was so nice and lovely where you were a week or two ago when I told you that we were stroking out in the backyard because of the heat, it's come for you now. Sorry. I had to just put it by. Okay. Binding actually means I got something across the finish line. Oh yeah, he did say fish. Finish line. Here's my issue with binding. As is the issue, I think, as quilters with a lot of stuff that we do. So, hi, Minnie. I put this little cushy blanket thing over there like a pillow for her. And now she comes right in and she sits down over there. She has struggled to find, and I don't know why, but she has struggled to find like a comfy place in this sewing room. Okay. Nope, don't remember what I was talking about. Binding. I think part of the reason that, the main reason, the almost only reason that I hate doing binding is because when you flip it over, if you're not hand stitching it so that the other side stitches disappear, you have inevitably this weird stitch line on let's just say that your stitch line is going to be on the back. You have this weird stitch line in between where you're binding, the line of your binding and the rest of your quilt. You have this now weird line that runs all the way around your quilt. And that has always bothered me. Always. And before you say it, I'm not going to hand bind my quilts right now. I barely make it through sewing my quilts. So hand binding is probably not going to happen. However, I was watching something the other day by a woman who's obviously been quilting for a long, long time, as have most of you guys. And she was doing her binding routine. And that's exactly what her backs look like. You saw the line all the way around the quilt. Try to get it as close as possible. Try to keep it as even as possible, but that's how it is. And it got me thinking that maybe part of the reason that we're so critical when it comes to that kind of stuff is because we sit so close to it. Well, and we're critical of our work. We want it to be, as close to perfect as possible, but we're so close to it. You know what I mean? Like you're so close to the stitches. You're so close to the whole process the whole time that you you and I can see one or two stitches that are out of place. It drives us bananas. But I was looking at a quilt that I have in the chest at the edge of my bed, and it was funny because I could remember when I did it being just anal about it. I was so frustrated with all these different things that were out of place. And now I was like, I couldn't even find them. I didn't remember where they were. And maybe that's the point. Finish it. Finish the project. I'm still not a huge fan of binding, but I agree with Betsy that it does mean you finish something. And that part I find thrilling because I have 3 over there right now that need to be sandwiched and quilted and bound. And maybe I should just do that one day this week because that's the kind of stuff that people love to see. So that would be a good video for a couple days or a few weeks, whatever. Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You can do the little, I'm trying to be hip. I'm trying to get up to par with all the stuff that's available. So you can do a little heart, a little thumbs up if there's something that you like, or if there's somebody that you know that comes on or makes a comment that you like. Yes. Hi, Sandra. Good morning. Yes, it's hot here in Florida. It's hot. Period. Hot. It's just hot. The relief, though, that we get here in Florida, I do have to say this, is that because we're like in the midst of hurricane season right now. I mean, the start of it. June is the start of it, I think. The advantages. I didn't get out the rest of the heat and bond. Okay, whatever. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 3rd row. I have the 4th row done. Here's the 5th row. Okay, so we'll be 1 row that we have to finish. Now let's cut some of this stuff. 10.5. So I'm just cutting. So I'm cutting sashing that's going in between the 2, in between the butterflies. I think I should raise this table up. Maybe I should raise both tables up. It hits there's a drawer here and there's a little point at the edge. And so it just digs into my thigh all the time. Of course, if I had smaller thighs. Okay, missing Madeline, missing our friends not here today. Yes. I wonder where Madeline is. I hope she's okay. I hope everything's good. Okay, 10.5. 10. We're going to go to... Is that right? 2.5 by 10.5. 2.5 by 10.5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's just go ahead and cut a couple. Einstein. What else was I going to talk about today? Nothing. I had thanks for the hearts. I had a really good day yesterday. I had one of those. Saturdays that just, do you ever have those Saturdays that just, you had a long week and you're ready for the weekend and, or you've been worrying about something and you just finally get to the point where things start to shift just a little bit, like a little bit of the pressure, the whatever. Hi, Minnie. you want to say hi? No? Okay. And it was just nice it was great to have a nice day where you felt like, yeah, there's our sweet Minnie. Where things just kind of eased up a little bit, I guess is probably the right point. I mean, the right phrase. Got a bunch of stuff done. Had a nice swim. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. I mean, all my days are good. And any day that you're here, any day that you have time to sew a little bit on something that you love, and I get to see fantastic people like you guys. I love it. It makes you guys turn so many of my days around you wouldn't even know. Even on days where I'm like, I just cannot go and shoot a video and talk about sewing right now. You guys make it, you encourage my days and you brighten my days, I should say. And for that, I am grateful. Okay. I really like to watch this. I'm not a big quilt maker. Fantastic. Those are definitely the days that make us awesome. Thank you, Sandra. And Thelma, what do you like to do? If you like to sit around and you like to be a fly on the wall, be a fly on the wall. If you like to, yes, Minnie dear, what's the matter? Come here. I know. Mom will be done in a few minutes. Okay? Mom will be done in a few minutes. Okay? Come here. No, okay? She's a little finicky like her mom. Are there other things you like to do, Thelma? Let me tell you something. I'm doing binding. I'm cutting the sashing for the butterfly quilts. So here's the butterflies, okay? And we're just doing a cute little loop-de-loop stitch around the applique. Okay, these are the butterfly quilt. These are the butterfly squares, blocks. Okay, all right. It wasn't candy, but I did have breakfast and there was syrup on the pancakes. So that's probably what's happening here. That's probably what it is. The sashing that goes in between is cream, so 2.5 by 10.5 inch strips. I did not use yardage because if you know, you know. I just used strips that I happen to have. The cornerstones, I'm going to cut the cornerstones today. The cornerstones and the binding and the border are going to be in this eucalyptus color. And that's going to be that. Yes, I was going to use the kind of excess pieces from the, from the actual butterfly fabric for the cornerstones. Maybe I still will. We're obviously not at that point. So I have to think it out. I think I was going with the eucalyptus yesterday. I was getting frustrated yesterday because I was like, you know what? I'm not getting these projects done. For a long while there, I was getting stuff finished. And now I feel like I've hit this like perpetual just working through stuff. Oh, missing Robin too. Yes. Oh, Robin is a sweetheart. I have to go to the post office. Robin sent me something and I haven't picked it up yet. I think I was just being lazy yesterday. I was like, you know what? Let's just do the cornerstones in green and get this puppy going. I want to finish it. But then I try and start new projects so that I have stuff for everybody to, watch and have fun and enjoy and blah, blah, blah. And so I think my decision yesterday to use green for the cornerstones was just out of frustration at not getting stuff done. And I better make sure that I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. I want to get this one done. I want to get it sent. Okay. Let's see if we have enough. We've got 3 more rows. Each row uses 3 pieces of this sashing, right? Yes, but then we need 4 in between the rows. So how many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 plus 1, 2, 3. 15 plus 12 is 27. Minus 2, 4. 27 minus 6 is 21, right? 21. Hi, Dubrovka. I have to say your name slow, which I'm sure just butchers it, but Dubrovka. You made it. I know you made it. We did the live. Yahoo! Hearts for Dubrovka. Okay, Thelma. Thelma just said I can make pot holders, placemats, just little things. Fantastic. Okay, when I started sewing, I did good girl math. I know. Geez. When I started sewing, all I wanted to do was quilts. I didn't want to do. I've told this story before. Hang on a second. I have to count. I can't count and talk at the same time. 2, 4, 8, 9. Okay. Another problem of mine is, okay, I got 9 cut. Okay, let's just get back to sewing. Let's just finish cutting the rest, Angela. There's 9. What did I say? 21. Yeah. When I started sewing, all I wanted to sew was quilts. That was it. All I wanted to do was quilts. I didn't want to make pot holders and bowl holders and bowl cozies. And I used to make lap-size quilts for the veterans. Oh. Wow. That's really cool. Wow. Hi, Madeline. All I wanted to make was quilts when I first got my machine. 10.5. That was it. I didn't want to make. I didn't want to make all this other little stuff. I didn't want to make widgets or mug cozies or tote bags or zipper bags or pillow. I didn't want to do any of that. All I wanted to make was quilts. When we bought my machine, okay, that's 10. So I need 11 more. And I get 4. 8. Okay. When we bought the machine, the woman who sold it to us as a thank you gift gave me this big. Oh, it's in the closet. Gave me this big Riley Blake. I almost said Riley Sager. She's an author, not a quilter. She gave me this big box, and inside this box was a whole fabric and pattern to do this really cool table runner. Okay. Sandy I hope I'm saying this right, Adger. Hi, Sandy, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We've been waiting for you. And she said, I said, I'm so excited. I want to get some stuff going. I got some great ideas, lots of patterns, blah, blah, blah. And she said, you know what my advice would be? Or I think maybe Steve said, what's your advice for somebody just starting? And she said, I am Croatian living in Canada. You pronounced my name perfectly. Oh, yeah, thank you. Overslept. Cool, comfortable, and there was a thunderstorm going on. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I was going to get up. Okay, Angela, finish the story about the table runner. So she handed me this box, and she said, start with this. start with a table runner, start with a placemat, start with projects like that to kind of get your bearings. And I was like, okay, thanks, lady, but no thanks. And I had zero interest. And so I started making quilts, started getting those going. And then I found myself like, because I wanted to jump into the deep end. I wanted to jump in on big projects and hard projects and all that kind of good stuff. And I found myself like, holy cow, I don't have any clue what I'm doing. The cutting, I had to read the cutting instructions, which I still do, 17 times before I even knew what they were talking about. And then I found myself seriously looking for like quick, easy projects, like lap quilts and baby quilts and things that I could do, easily and quickly and still and get some enjoyment out of finishing something. And so I was doing that. And then fast forward years to now, when Steve and I started this channel, and then we decided, you know what, let's just sew every day, because I never get to sew. So let's just do it every day. Let's just force ourselves to go in. We always talk about you can make something a habit if you just do it every day for a little bit. And so we started doing that. And now, lo and behold, I come in here every day. And my first thought when we started this channel was I better do some like quick little projects, because nobody's going to want to sit and watch to sew something over and over and over again, the same thing for weeks on end, a half hour at a time. So it gave me a love for still doing my quilts, but small projects. Like I love making placemats, because in a half hour you can have made something, and I think that that's fun. I think that that's very rewarding. It's very cool. I love to go out now to my coffee pot, or when I make dinner, when I make dinner or lunch or whatever, even if I'm just going through the motions, I love to open my drawer and I pull out a placemat that I made 3 years ago, and it's falling apart. I mean, the thread's coming out of it and it looks awful, and it's been washed 17 times and it's got spaghetti sauce stain on it that won't come out. But I made it. And that's what you should do too. You should make whatever makes you happy. If you're not really a big quilter and you'd rather come on here and just sit, that's what I do. Listen, you have no clue how many videos we watch about how to grow the perfect lawn, or how you're supposed to prep your soil for grass, or how to level your yard, or how to add gravel to your, oh my God, right? Or videos about tractors, or videos about people moving dirt from one end of the yard to the other. And I love that stuff. And part of it is probably because I'm an introvert, and part of it is just the way that I process things. But I love to watch things like that because it helps my brain think, right? The monotony of it and the relaxation of it. So I love watching things. I would probably, well, maybe, no, just kidding. I would watch this channel not because I was sewing at the same time, but just because you're watching somebody else do something. And yeah, that's what I always wanted this channel to be. Okay, let's see comments. Madeline, okay, you're sleeping. Oh man, I know. We had the air conditioning turned down real low last night. I had fresh sheets on the bed Friday. I put fresh sheets on the bed Friday, so last night they were still just nice and crisp. And I was going to get up early, get ironing done, get breakfast made, get showered and dressed and everything for this, and get ready and blah, blah, blah. And I slid in here like I was stealing third. Because at 8 o'clock, I turned the alarm. That's not really an alarm. We don't have an alarm. I looked at the clock, rolled back over, and fell back asleep till I think it was 9:45. Oh man, it was great. It was fantastic. If you haven't slept in a while, you should do it. Turn the air down low so it's really cool. You sleep better when it's cool. It's better for you. So that when you get out of bed, it's a little bit chilly. That's what you want. Turn the air conditioning down. Oh my God. Cozy under a blanket. Just sleep in, baby. It's fantastic. Okay. I started making quilts. Now I'm at the point where I want to make small projects. I agree. I like big projects. I like small projects. That's why I think I'm enjoying the sampler quilt, and I keep kind of going back to it. Diploma for YouTube University. I know. We watch all kinds of. We are hoping someday to have a boat. Just a small boat, that we could go out. You know what a boat does. I don't have to explain what a boat does. Anyway, and living in Florida, it's part of the reason we moved to Florida. Living in Florida, there are so many great waterways, and there's just so much. I mean, even coming from California, where we have a decent coast, Florida is just the bomb. And there's so many unbelievable beaches and seas and the Gulf. And anyway, I'm a beach baby. I'm a water baby. I love the beach. I love the sound of the tide. I'm not necessarily interested in sailing out into the middle of the ocean. That's not my vibe. But I do love it. It's very calm. It's very calming. Okay. And so we'll watch videos of a beach like somewhere in Florida, some beautiful beach. And it's just hours of, the surf coming in and out. I could do that for most of the time it's just on in the background. But I tell you what, I could do it for hours. Okay, anyway, moving on. We did the oversleeping. Dubrovka. I was going to ask you a question. I forgot what it was. It'll come back to me. Don't forget to give Angela a thumbs up and a heart. Yes, please. If you're having fun. Sandy, I totally agree. Do what brings you joy. Yes, you should enjoy this. This is supposed to be fun. I know. It's supposed to be fun. I had a little 2.5-inch. Oh, hi, Min. You're like a little snake in the grass over there. Oh, you know why? I know why she's in here. Because Steve went outside. Did Dad go outside and he left you in here because it's hot? It's too hot for you to be outside. So Dad left you in here inside, and you're mad. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Found it. Okay. Grew up in Coney Island in Brooklyn, and I love the tide sound, but don't like the beach. I love the beach, but I love the sound of the tide. There is a truth to, when people talk about the fact that, it's that there are lots of things to the fact that the tide comes in and the tide goes out, and that changing, and there's just something. I could just stare at it for days. I'm debating it, and I'll tell you why. Okay, let's cut this one out, and then I'll tell you why. And I don't want to overthink it because I want to get this thing moving along. What you want, Minnie? Are you still hungry? Mom left kibble in the living room for you. Yeah, I did. So it is why I have started. Why I love that sampler quilt. That's what I was. That's what I was talking. I don't remember what I was talking about. That's why I do like that sampler quilt. And I am. If you have a sampler quilt that pattern that you love or that you've done, even if you didn't love it, but you did it and you enjoyed it or you found one. You can drop it in the comments. You can put it on the Facebook page. The Facebook page is YouTube. Maybe I should have had less pancakes and more coffee. Quarter inch seam is the Facebook page. Okay, let's see if this is going to be, yikes. I'll tell you this, it's tight fit. Here's the thing with the cornerstones. I want to get this quilt, like I said, moving along. And I don't want to spend a month going through the fabric and trying to cut cornerstones out of the specific butterflies. So I either do the cornerstones in the green, which is the same color as the border, this eucalyptus color, or I use the leftover scrap pieces from the butterflies from when I cut the butterflies out. And they would just be kind of random pieces. Let's see how we like it on here. Okay, you are so, crap. Hey, Minnie, could you pick up that piece of fabric from Mom? Sampler quilt. If you don't want to do the Ohio Star block, just do a repeat of a block you liked doing. Just a thought. I can't. Betsy. I can't. You're so much fun to watch. Bingo. Random. You like the random. Okay. Okay. Bingo. Hello. Yeah. Look. Okay. Done. We're not changing our mind again. Done. Okay. In fact, how many of them do we need? 12. Bust them out. Okay. Yes. It's going to look good. That's going to look good. Okay. All right. Why can't I just repeat another block and let it go? It's not the Ohio Star that's the problem. The problem is the quarter square triangles. And the problem with the quarter square triangles, and I'm telling you this is the problem right now. I'm telling you this is the problem. There's something, in fact, I think it was either Dubravka or Robin, somebody last night on the video from yesterday had made a comment. The problem is the sizing. The problem is where she's trying to go from to where she's trying to go to at 3.5 inches square. Something's not right. I don't know what it is, but something's not right. I sat here yesterday and squared up at least 8 or 10 half square triangles. I didn't have any issue at all. Not a single one. Hi, Erlene. Where are you from, Erlene? Where are you from? What are you working on? What are you doing? Not one single problem. So, because some people have left comments and they're like, oh my God, I don't understand why you can't square a square. I don't understand it. Like, what's the problem? Are you new here? That's not the problem. The problem, I think, is the sizing. I think that's where the issue is. I don't know for sure. Because now I've just confused the poop out of myself. But why can't I just double another square? Just forget the Ohio block, the Ohio Star, and just do something else twice that you really like. I can't. I'll tell you why I can't. Half square don't have to be centered. Oh. Oh. Locust Grove, Virginia, working on Louis XVI quilt. Louis the 16th quilt. It has to be centered. It has to be centered. Okay, we want to see this Louis the 16th quilt. I've never heard of it before. I've never seen it, so I'll have to Google it. But we want to see it, Arlene. Be sure to post a picture on the Facebook page, 1/4 inch seam. That's our title, our handle, or whatever it's called. That's what the name of the Facebook page is, 1/4 inch seam. You'll see my face. Okay, hang on for a second. Don't nobody type. I know that it saves the comments, but I gotta take a screenshot of this really quick. Oh my God. It has to be centered. It has to be centered. That's the problem. It has to be centered. That's the problem. Then trim each side. Okay, so I have one more question. I just turned a giant click. Ching! All right, tomorrow, since Monday's videos aren't always the most popular videos, I try and do some cleanup stuff on Mondays. Tomorrow, I'm gonna redo it. Tomorrow we're gonna give it one last one, because I'm sure that I'm losing viewers because all I do is work on 1/4 square triangles now. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, but here's my question. We need a Zoom so you can see. Okay, maybe we'll do a Zoom this week. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we've kind of decided. Steve and I were talking about it last night. We're going to do one Zoom a month. We won't do a Zoom every week, but we're going to do a special Zoom once a month. So we'll still have everyday videos. We'll still have Wednesday and Sunday lives, but we're going to do a Zoom call once a month. And you can come on, you can leave your camera on, you can turn your camera off. It doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. But then that way, people that want to, still get all the daily videos, but may not like Zoom or be intimidated by Zoom or don't know how to use Zoom or whatever it might be, don't have to worry about it. You won't miss, you'll just miss that one. You'll just miss that one. Trying to do it once a week was getting to be too much for lots of reasons. So that's what we're going to do with the Zoom. I don't know if that's enough. You need a lot of help. Betsy. I don't need that much help, Betsy. Okay. Here's my question, though, and then we're going to wrap it up because we are taking a drive today. Oh, yeah, Betsy's so funny. Okay, we are taking a drive to Cedar Key because the drive out to Cedar Key is fantastic. It's just beautiful. And so that's what we're going to do today and get out of town for a little bit. If you don't know Cedar Key, you can Google it. Cedar Key was devastated by the hurricanes. I mean, devastated. They were hit basically head on. The last 2 or 3 big ones. They had a huge restaurant at the end of their dock caught on fire. The town had already been through a lot because it was hit by, I think it was Michael years ago. It's just been hit really, really hard. And this last hurricane, and it's a tiny little town, and it's not a very, it's a touristy town, but it's not. It used to be a fishing town. And anyway, you can look it up. The drive out to Cedar Key is just, it's really beautiful, down along Highway 19. And yeah. So I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love this. It's gonna be so cute. Great idea, you guys. Okay. Here's my question, and then we're gonna wrap it up. My question is this. She says to start with a 5.5 inch square. Okay. Then make your quarter square triangle. Betsy, use a regular ruler. Yes, I think I shall use a regular ruler. Okay. Madeline, I am going to go back and watch that video. Starting size doesn't matter. Betsy just answered my question. Okay. The only reason I asked about starting size was I was wondering if starting from a size that's very big, like 2 inches bigger, going down to 3.5 inches, if I was using like too big of a ruler. But I'm going to go back and watch the video that Madeline sent me and some of the videos that some of the others of you have sent me where it's centering it up, the center. Okay, ladies and gents. I don't know if we have any gentlemen on here today. What man wants to listen to the inside of a woman's head while she's sewing? I love you guys. As long as you center the ruler. Center the ruler. Okay, I got it. I screenshotted that. I'm going to watch those videos. Have a fantastic Sunday. Do what Erlene? Is it Erlene? No, it wasn't Erlene. Hold on. Sandy. Throw some hearts and some thumbs up to Sandy Adger. Today, go and do something that brings you joy. Take your sandals off and go walk in the grass. Go put the hose, go turn the sprinklers on and go run through the sprinklers. It's your backyard. Nobody's going to see you. Who cares? Go run through the sprinklers. Go do something fun that gives you joy. Go take a drive or sit in your sewing room and sew the rest of the afternoon. When I come home, that's what I'm going to do. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to master it. We're going to get it. We're going to get that Ohio star. Minnie, we're going to do it. I love you guys. Don't forget. Only a quarter inch seam. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. It's the center.